Hi, my name is Alana if you don't know, and if you do know, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to graduate. Driving to practices, driving to my games. So here's the fit.
God has so much patience. It's my favorite thing from Dunkin'.
So today I wanted to go on a date with Jesus, which I have not done since last summer. And basically it's just me going out somewhere and reading my Bible, spending time with God, just me and him. So I wanted to do that today, and I wanted to take you guys along with me. But before I do that, I wanted to do a little chit chat, get ready with me. So I did ask you guys for some questions to answer, and you guys did respond a little bit. I also just have some questions and things that I wanted to talk about and touch on. So yeah. And I did just come back from the gym, so before we do this chit chat, get ready with me, I need to take a shower. I'll be back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. I have 2 questions from people. I was gonna wait a little bit more just to see if I got some more questions, but my dad and Devin might possibly have stuff to do, and I want to get this video filmed early so that I can just focus on my birthday next week. So I'm going to, 1, walk you guys through my makeup routine, my everyday makeup routine, and 2, answer some questions that you guys have. And I also asked my Snap AI some questions. I was like, give me some questions about senior year, about faith, and also just some random questions. So I've got quite a bit just to talk about until I'm all ready and it's time for us to go. So let's get started. So I start with concealer, and I use this Sephora Best Skin Ever Glow in the shade 36, mixed with this L'Oreal True Match Broad Spectrum SPF in the shade Neutral. And then when it's time to set, I use the Sephora setting powder. First question from you guys is, how do you feel about becoming a senior, and what will you do after graduation? Which Willard kind of had the same question. His question was, what's your plans for college? Because he already knows I'm going. I guess I'll just kind of answer them together. So the first part is, how do you feel about becoming a senior? And I tried to film this video yesterday, and my dad and my brother had a screaming match while I was filming. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna film tomorrow. So now I'm filming today, and I will say the exact same thing that I said yesterday. It's really bittersweet for me. I just feel like, you know, I've been waiting and wanting to get out of high school for so long, to go away, to do my own thing. And I still do. I'm super excited to get out of high school, so excited to go away, do my own thing, never speak to 99% of these people again. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, dang, I'm never gonna speak to 99% of these people again. And that's just so sad to me. And I can only imagine how the people who have been in this place since elementary school feel, because I moved here in 8th grade. And so I'm like, the people who have been here this whole time, I can only imagine, because I'm kind of bummed about it. And I have only been here for a few years. So I'm kind of bummed, but I'm super excited to graduate. I am very proud of myself. I'm not gonna share my whole testimony right now, but there was a time in my life where I literally didn't know if I was gonna see the next day, the next week, and now I'm about to be graduating high school soon, and it's insane, honestly. Like, it's just an insane thought. So yeah, I'm so proud of myself. I'm super excited. I'm so grateful for all the people who helped me to get here and never gave up on me and saw what I didn't even see in myself. Thank you, Dad and Devin and my grandparents and my other family, other friends, just people who kept me going. Thank you for that. Obviously now I can say, oh, if it was up to me, I would have gotten here. But if it was up to me, I really would not have been here today. So I'm super grateful. I'm so proud of myself for continuing on even when I didn't want to, although it might have been just a little bit forced, but it's fine. I'm grateful for that force now, looking back. So yeah, that's my feelings towards senior year. Plans after graduation / plans for college. So honestly, I'm definitely going to college. I'm going to a 4-year school, and I am going to hopefully run track and be able to play flag football. This is the COSO's Air Brow. Major wise, I plan on majoring in forensic psychology, criminal behavior, criminology, that field. And minor wise, my dream minor would be biblical studies or ministry, if that's something that I could do. If I went to a school that offers that, that would be absolutely amazing. But if I can't do that, I would say maybe English, low-key. I actually really enjoy writing essays and stuff and reading, so I might do English, low-key. Yeah, okay, so as you guys saw, I went and I blended everything, then I put my eyebrows on. The only thing that I didn't blend was this because I let it sit for a second, but now I'm gonna go in and blend it. And so from that, it seemed like you guys really wanted some questions about senior year. So I have a few more questions about senior year to answer. Okay, so one is, what are you most looking forward to for senior year? And honestly, what I'm most looking forward to is driving myself places, like driving to practices, driving to my games, driving to school, like to prom. I'm so excited to be driving around. Next question is, what's one thing that you hope to accomplish before you graduate? I don't know. Honestly, low-key, finishing the Bible. Like, that's a big task, and it's gonna require a lot of time, but low-key, I would love to be able to finish the Bible before I graduate, or like finish it on the day of my graduation, read the final verse of the Bible on the day of my graduation. And it would be so fire if I read the entire Bible all the way through, and then on graduation day I read Jeremiah 29:11, or is it Romans 8:28? That's the one that says all things work together for the good of those who love God. Then I read that one on graduation. That would be fire. Depending on the day, will depend on which mascara I use. These are my two. I have this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Black Carbon. It's so beat up you can't even see the logo anymore. And this is the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Waterproof Mascara. So next question. What advice would you give to incoming freshmen? Take higher level classes. That's what I'm gonna say, because higher level classes are quote unquote harder, but they're really not that hard. I would say if you're currently taking merit classes, freshman year, everything honors, and then sophomore year, take a few APs. Junior year, do not take any honors classes. If that class has an AP or a dual enrollment version, take that version. One, because it's gonna look a lot better on your transcript. You're taking quote unquote more rigorous classes, when most of the time the class is really not that much harder than the honors version of the class. Like when I talk to my friends who take honors classes, I'm like, girl, you're doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm just doing an assignment that takes me 5 more minutes. Or you're doing the same thing that I'm doing, but you have an extra assignment and I don't. Or you're doing the same thing that I'm doing, except I just have a test in the fall or a test in the spring. That's half of the time it is the same exact thing. You just learn a little bit more about it. But half the time when you learn a little bit more about it, you don't have as much work because you're learning more, you're not doing more work. So, and take them because too, there's way less distractions in an AP or dual enrollment course. And I'm not saying that to say you won't have friends in there, because I guarantee you will know or come to be friends with at least one person in all of those classes. But I say that to say your friends who are in there are going to be able to lock in. they're not going to keep you off task the entire class. So I have friends who do that, but they're not in my classes. And they're not in my classes because they don't want to take a hard class because they know they have to actually get the work done if they're in that class. But the friends who take the hard class, we are able to joke, goof around, goof off, and then we get our work done. So that's my advice for incoming freshmen. Take hard classes, take higher level classes, because 1, they're probably not that hard. 2, you won't have as many distractions, and you won't have as much homework as a result of not having as many distractions. I'm done with my mascara, so now what I'm gonna do is wipe off my under eyes and put on some blush. So this is the blush I use. It's the LA Colors Blush Up Cheek and Lip Cream, and it's in the shade Marvelous. And my last question related to senior year is, what is your favorite senior tradition at your school? My favorite senior tradition at my school is senior sunrise. I just love the idea of senior sunrise. It's the cutest thing ever, I think. How everyone always has the posters and they decorate the cars, and you know, they just get together in the morning, and they do one in the beginning and the end of the year. But I'm definitely gonna recommend that we do sunrise in the beginning of the year and sunset at the end of the year, because it's like sunrise, the school year is rising, and then we're setting the school year at the end. It's coming to an end, like the end of the day, so we watch the sunset, you know, that's fire. So I'm gonna recommend that. Don't know if it's actually gonna happen. Okay, next thing I use is the James Charles Morphe palette, and I use it for blush as well as highlighter. So I use these 2 shades for blush, and I use a combination of these 3 shades for highlighter, and sometimes I use some of this one. All right, those are all my senior related questions. I'm gonna do a few faith/random questions. What is your current favorite song or artist? My current favorite song is, if you are on Christian TikTok, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's Soul Ties by Young C. I love that song. I love that song. It's so good, and it's so humbling and convicting, because I be listening and I be like, my T just got clocked, but I'm not even mad about it because that was fire. Like, you're on the beat, you're spitting game. So I don't even I love that song so much. So that's my current favorite song. And my current favorite artist, I don't know if I have a current favorite artist, honestly. My go-to would be Alex Jean for rap, and I'd probably say Elevation Worship for like worship music. But they're not really my favorite. I just don't really like people's worship and rap music. I feel like there's more out there that I want to find. I just don't have the patience to sit here and listen to new songs and not like them. But one thing that I will say, you can tell when an artist is actually anointed by God and God is speaking through them, because then you're gonna like it no matter what. Even if it's something that you wouldn't normally like, you're gonna like it. That's me with like half the songs on my playlist, because I'm like, this is God, you know? Okay, this one's a good one. How do you stay grounded in your faith during challenging times? I think worship music is really what helps me during tough times. Like, I probably just do worship nights more than I read my Bible, to be honest, during hard times. And it's just because I am able to let out so much, and I'm able to really bring it to the feet of God when I'm worshiping. So during good times, I still do worship, but not as much. And I will read my Bible all day long. Like, I'll read like 3-4 chapters a day. But during tough times, I probably just sit with the same 1 or 2 verses, and I just worship on that. And that really helps me to, you know, relieve the stress, give it to God, and just find a way to keep going. What advice would you give to someone who is exploring Christianity? My advice would be, find a local church and get plugged in. And get plugged in means start serving into a group that they have, go to the different events that they have, stuff like that. Because if you're just going on a Sunday, you're not really going to get the full experience. When I was just going on a Sunday, I did not get the full experience. I didn't get saved through Sundays. I got saved through serving. I got saved through taking the leadership class. I got saved through going to our women's conference. I didn't get saved through Sundays. And that's because, yeah, Sundays were great, but then when I woke up on Monday, I still felt the same way. I still had all the same things weighing on my heart. So it's when you get deeper and you get rooted in that is when you will start to thrive and flourish and love what's going on within your church. Okay, guys, so here's the fit. My boho pants, my Faith Over Fear shirt. I put my hair in a little half up, half down with the claw clip. And we're all ready to go, so let's pack my bag. Okay, so we got our Bible, of course. I have my pencil case. I just put the colors that I know I need for this book, and I put some colored pencils as well. My chapstick. I have my contacts in, so gotta bring the mini solution everywhere we go. Also need my wallet. I'm gonna bring my water bottle as well. Of course, gotta stay hydrated. All right, let's roll, guys.
All right, guys, we've made it. We're sitting, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to disclose that information. But I got a mango pineapple refresher from Dunkin'. And I was so happy when I saw that they had these because usually it's a seasonal thing for winter. And I'm saying seasonal because I don't understand what it has to do with the winter. But they only have them during the winter. But they have loaded hash browns. So I got some loaded hash browns because I love them. It's my favorite thing from Dunkin', like, ever. So, yeah. I'm going to take a few bites, and then we're going to start studying. I'm in the book of Exodus right now. That guy at Dunkin', he was really nice, and he blessed because I asked him, so at first I was going to get the strawberry dragon fruit refresher because I've had that one and I really like that one, but they're all out of strawberry. I'm assuming it's because of that strawberry Sabrina refresher. So they're all out of strawberry right now, and I was like, okay, well, do you recommend blueberry or mango? Because I was not going to get a coffee. I drink coffee, matcha, Celsius too much. I don't even drink it that often, but I don't want to make it a habit to drink it that often. So, yeah, so I decided on a refresher, and I was like, blueberry or mango? And he's like, mango, and if you ever get the blueberry, make sure you ask for extra blueberry and for sugar because it tastes like just blue. There's no berry, and it's not sweet. And I was like, thank you. I will definitely make note of that and probably never order it. Basically, if you've never had loaded hash browns from Dunkin', they're Dunkin' hash browns with cheese and bacon. And I know it's a little crazy to be having that at like 10 in the morning, but gotta indulge in the niceties of life sometimes. I didn't even pray. Okay, now we can eat. Okay, so we're in the book of Exodus. I read 3 chapters last night. So that was fun. Yeah, so we're gonna get started. And that's really it. God has so much patience. Just being in chapter 4, that's what jumps out to me because Moses is sitting here and he's like, but what if this? But what if that? But what if this? But what if that? But they're not going to do this and I'm not going to do that, but I'm only this person. And God's just like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, he has so much patience and so much grace for us, and it's great. I'm so thankful for that. It's the way the birds fly across the sunset sky. I feel like you did it for me. It's the way your love feels. It's the way that I hear all of creation sing. I just finished reading chapter 4, and I usually don't, but today I decided to go and look up like the Hebrew and the Greek meanings for different words. So I looked up the meaning for return because it's just about returning to Egypt, pretty much. And so the word return in the Hebrew is shav, lashav, or laxer, and it can mean to go back, but it can also mean to repent. And then in the Greek, it is nostos, and it's referring to going back to a place after a time of hardship. And oftentimes, the place you're going back to after a time of hardship is supposed to be more peaceful. I also looked up the word peace in both the Greek and the Hebrew. And so in Hebrew, it's shalom, which means wholeness, harmony, well-being, or completeness. And in the Greek, it's ironic, which is not just a lack of disturbance, but also reconciliation and an understanding. So pretty much it requires active effort to be at peace. You're not just like at peace, oh, nothing's happening in my life, so I'm at peace.